If you work with a lot of images, digitized images, either auto-digitize them or manually digitize them from a image, you are going to love this new feature that we just added to the software. This is very exciting to me. I worked a lot with images that were scanned in, like off of business cards, and the trouble that you run into a lot of times is that, like what you see here in this image, is you have a design that the W for waterproofing starts down here, but then it slants upward, and it's not in the right position. It needs to be kind of rotated in order to come out right, because you don't want to digitize it at an angle. And so there's a couple features that we've added that really help working with images that are scanned in or brought in that are kind of skewed a little bit. And the first one is this defining the horizon, defining the line that needs to be horizontal. And so what we have in here is you have your load backdrop tool. So you've loaded this backdrop, and there's this little arrow now that appears underneath the backdrop tool, and when you click on it, and it has define horizon or define scale. Right now we want to define the horizon. We're going to want to move it, rotate it so that the waterproofing is flat. So I'm going to hit define horizon, and you'll see that I get this cursor and with a little box around below it. What you're going to do with this tool, which is really neat, is I can come down here to the bottom part of this W, and I'm going to left mouse click and drag. I'm going to drag it all the way down to the bottom of the G over here. What I'm doing is I'm telling it that I want this line to become the horizon. And watch what happens when I release my mouse click. The design is now rotated, and so now it is perfectly level. And so it's just a quick, easy way to adjust it. Before, you would have to use your guides, like you would have to maybe drag down a line over here, line it up, come over, grab and rotate, and then what you find is that the line is off a little bit, so you really have to tweak it, you have to eyeball it, you have to move the line. It just could take quite a bit of time. But now with this define horizon, you don't need to worry about that anymore. You just come in here, click on define horizon, and you're just going to click and drag, and it's going to release, and there you go. Simple, super simple to use, fast, exciting. I love this feature added into the software. Second thing is, let's say that you need to make this design right here. I'm going to change my ruler into inches. You need it to be exactly 3 inches. When I brought this in, you can see like it was scanned, so it had all this white area around the object that I'm wanting to digitize. So if I come over into my properties box here, you can see that this is 5.26 inches wide by 2.15 tall. Well, that means it's 5.26 from here to here and 2.15 from here to here. Well, I want this design right here to be 3 inches wide. I can't just come into here and change this to 3, because now this part is 3 inches but not my design. And so we've added a feature into the software called define scale. And this is another just really neat tool to working with images. And I'm going to click on define scale, and like I said, I know that I want this logo to be 3 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is, you can see my cursor changed when I selected that. I'm going to left mouse click and drag from the left side to the right side, and I'm going to try to keep it pretty straight. You can see that that line is very straight, and then I'm going to release my mouse click. When I release the mouse click, you see this little box appear. It says that the initial length is 1.89 inches. So from here to here was 1.89 inches. But I know I want it to be 3 inches, so I'm requesting that they resize this image so that that area from there to there is now 3 inches instead of 1.89. So I'm going to type in 3.0 here, and then I'm going to hit apply. And it automatically changes the size of the artwork, and so that now it is exactly 3 inches wide. This is another really neat tool to working with images. It used to take a lot longer to figure it out because of this additional area outside of the design, so trying to get it to exactly 3 inches used to be a real difficult thing to do. Now, the other way that it can be used is if you scan in something you're digitizing and you don't know what the exact width of the entire thing is that you want to do, but let's say that you're doing some applique, and maybe the applique is going to be just like one letter here, an H, and you know that you want just this H to be exactly 2 inches. Well, you can come in and define the scale. You can left click and drag across the H, type in 2 for the requested length, hit apply, and it just resized that artwork. So now as you're digitizing, you can get everything to scale. And so it's just, you can define the entire part of the image or just one area that you know you want to be a specific size, and just click and drag over the area and tell it how big it needs to be, and it automatically resizes your image. So it's a really, really neat and easy tool to use, and we hope that you enjoy it as much as we do.